Hi, my name is Lucecita Castillo, and I am beyond thrilled, joyful to be able to share my thoughts on choosing purposeful alignment. First, I have to thank Tracy. Thank you for your journey and all that it was to lead you to dropping this into the universe at the precise time that I and probably millions of others needed it. I was reading towards the end of 2020, and it was at the conjunction that I sat to make the video. And it was just so powerful to have such big things happening in the universe when I felt at a very tectonic plate level things were shifting internally for me. And so that alignment was not lost on me. So thank you for that. Exactly what I needed when I needed it. But what was so powerful over and over was almost this eerie feeling that you were in my head and in my heart and in my home and in my struggles. And so the universality, I guess, of it really spoke to me. And the biggest gift and the most intrusive feeling at times, and things I maybe didn't want to go there, were the questions. So the gift of the question, and such thoughtful questions that I could sit with for hours and hours. But the truth that it pulled up and the excavation and the examination that it required was exactly what I needed. The other gift was sort of the circle of influence and really appreciating that. And I loved at the end, where you sort of shared and thanked people. And on my journey, that's something that I want to be more mindful of to do. And so that was also something that I really appreciated. Particular questions that resonated were those on page 79, where I really honed in on my superpower and just getting really clear on what I'm fighting for. I feel like I could have been so mired in the day-to-day that I might have lost sight of what I was really fighting for. And so I think those were really powerful for me. Others were on page 85. Of course, I have lots of notes, but other things, the difference, oh, this is a good one, between success and significance, right? I'm still unpacking that one and trying to get clear, and what's holding me back. And in most cases, it is likely just me holding me back. And if there was a line, especially given the time in which I was reading and recording, was that I could not take this into the new year. And so, what were the things that I needed to let go? And on page 87, one of the things I highlighted was I rejected the old story in which I would hold back and only bring parts of myself into the process. And I've committed to make sure that all of me can show up, and that I am in spaces and make spaces for everyone to be all of who they are all the time, no matter where they are. And so they were such great reminders, but reminders with a requirement that I follow up and not just know something cognitively or even in a spiritual sense, but that I actually change my behavior. And so while everything resonated with me on a values level, on a spirit level, on a community level, I think what I so needed was in that the choosing is about taking action. And some of that action can be introspection, examination, but really moving forward in an action. And I loved how candid you were with the downtime and how it really sort of depleted you, and you needed that time to recharge and refill and just go through that. And so allowing myself to go through, but to calling myself to action to be a game changer. So I am grateful, and I'm excited to see what comes from all of this, not just for me and in me and my life and my circle, but for the millions and millions of people who are going to read and be affected and impacted by those who are reading and stepping into being game changers. So I'm grateful.